I want to talk about how you're so afraid to fail that you check out. Today, I want to talk about disrespect from your coach. I'm going to call it me.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn.
I got kind of a neat one for you guys. Needs and wit. And I want to extend the word wit to witness your unmet needs. OMG. Yesterday, you knew you fucked up. Today, you're hurting and you quit. Not that you don't care.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, guys. And I forgot to announce it.
What?
We've had a podcast for over a year now. Guys, we're on episode, I think, 189 right now as we film. We've been banging these episodes out for you. You're giving us so much value with your reviews. So thank you. I'm glad that we're giving you value. Please leave a 5-star review. Today, I want to talk about how you're so afraid to fail that you check out.
What was the announcement? 1 year anniversary of the podcast?
Well, it's over 1 year. It's over 1 year. I just keep forgetting to bring it up.
I don't know when we started.
It's like October 14th, I think, ish. I'd have to go look.
Anniversary.
Happy anniversary, baby. We just keep making new ones.
We do.
Man, can you imagine when you almost left
October
me?
14th. That's the day that we met, I think. We forgot to celebrate it.
Oh my gosh. If that's true, baby, come here.
Okay, that's enough.
We're going to have to leave.
We're on
Cut
camera.
this short. Okay. All right. So you're so afraid to fail that you check out. Guys, I think this is really important. And I don't know where this episode is going to go, but there's just some things that came up in my coaching program this week, and it's just bothering me. The amount of people that, so I think you should know this by now, but just in case you don't, when you get on a phone call with me, 99% of the time, I'm going to say, what's your definition of success, and are you successful? And that's the very first thing I want to talk about here. You're so afraid to fail that you lie to yourself. You sabotage. You can't actually create the life that you want if you'd rather just say, pick and choose. Yeah, I'm pretty successful at work. I mean, I'm not arrogant, but I make so much money. That happened on a call this week, and like, yeah, but dude, you just told me you've been miserable for 4 years.
So how successful are you really?
Like, you got to stop lying to yourself.
And picking and choosing, like you said, look at the balance. It's one of the first things we do in my program. You guys have probably heard me talk about it so many times. I call it the circle of life. And you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 in 12 different areas in your life to highlight what is good and what you suck at. And then you rank the order of importance so that you can then choose what you need to work on. And you can't work on the things that you're good at. You have to work on the things that you're not good at so that you can bring it up. So if you've been miserable for 4 years because of your family life and your relationship with your husband or your wife, that's an indicator that you should be working towards that. Not that you should be working towards making more money when you already make tons of money and you gave yourself a 9 out of 10 on your job. Yeah,
it's crazy to me. I had a guy in my DMs. We're sending voice notes back and forth, and he's, the gist is he's losing his family. His generational lifespan is very short. Everybody died young, 47, 57, whatever. And so the very first thing I said was not about his marriage. I said, okay, let me ask you a question. Are you actually focused on your health? Are you working out? Are you eating right? How much do you drink, smoke? How much drugs do you do? Do you eat actual nutrition all the time? Do not cheat because it's a core value, because you want to fucking live. And he kind of came back. He was not ignorant, arrogant. He was good, but he needs to learn. He needs to focus and hone in on this. He's like, I'm pretty good, this and that. Listen, your marriage sucks. I guarantee you, not giving a shit when you know you could die is playing a toll on your life. Why? Because you'd rather sabotage, because you'd rather be a failure. We think that we don't want to be a failure, and so we do all these things. But if you pick and choose, like Kathryn just said, that's not true success. Like, you're literally on a call talking about worrying about dying in the next 10 years. You're losing your family, and you're picking and choosing what you want. And you don't have to have a low lifespan or life expectancy, based off your history of your family. I mean, this is also coming up for me because I've met in the program that watch way too much porn. That's most men. Men in the program that drink, and they say stupid shit every time they drink. You're so afraid of failing that you actually do the things that do that. I need to probably explain that, right? Because you're thinking you're not afraid of failing. You're just failing. I think far too many of you don't realize it because you just don't look at the black and white part of it. You know what I mean?
Not really. I think it's good for you to explain it to everyone, including me.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to use us as an example. Okay. I used to say the expression, I was put on this planet to love. Like, how dare you? Okay.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay. But then because I didn't feel the love, okay, I didn't like failing. There's the fear of failure. Okay. I didn't want to be the one that was failing, the one that was not good enough. So what do?
Sabotage.
And lecture you for a week about why you're failing and how you suck. And I don't just run my shopping cart into somebody. You had to call me a bitch first. Okay?
Shopping cart. If you guys
cart.
haven't heard the shopping cart, please go back to episode 1 and watch all of them, because I don't know what number it is, but we've talked about the shopping cart.
Well, what I'll do is I got to repost that fight. It's a hidden recording of the fight that Kathryn and I had. But anyways.
And it was every fight, the shopping cart.
It is. Okay, I'll use alcohol as another example. There was one time you begged me, you pleaded me to go with you. And this is right when the girls were born. So this is right on the cusp of when it was like real growth time, okay? And then you were like begging and pleading me to go to that Halloween party, right? And I was like,
Don't remember.
no, fuck you. And I stayed up all night and just drank in the garage.
I remember that,
Drank and
yes.
smoked in the garage, which, by the way, was a deal not to smoke in the garage. You see, we typically do stupid shit because we don't like feeling like the failure. So we check out of the responsibility, which we ourselves are obligated to, if you actually know what success means to you. Because there you can then figure out your core values, your routines, your teamwork to make these things happen, whatever it is. And then you can actually perpetuate the life that you want, create the life that you want. Like, I mean, come on. I talked to a guy this week in the DMs, and he like starts the thing with, I'm totally broke. I lost my job. And he gives some marriage shit, and he goes back to trying so hard. He's been putting resumes out for 90 days, like 300 resumes. And my response is, if it ain't working, don't do it. How much time are you spending on YouTube or in a bottle instead of actually on YouTube learning skills for free? You see, if you sabotage, you can't create the life that you want. You can't call anybody else the problem. You literally must do everything. How many times do we hear people say, I've tried everything?
Oh my gosh, everybody says that.
Everybody.
It's getting fewer and far between, though. I think as we are getting more popular, at least for women, fewer women are coming to me saying, I've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
They come to me hoping that I have the answer.
That's actually a good point, because
when we first started, it was, I've already tried everything. And I was like, I don't think you have.
Yeah, I shouldn't say our. My favorite expression when I'm working with the men who are picking and choosing what they want from the program. You know, I don't know if women do that in yours, but
No,
some of my men are like, I don't need that part. I don't need that part, until eventually I'm like, stop picking and choosing. If I and Kathryn, if we still spend money to learn, and we've already spent 500 grand, your little mini paycheck here that went to the fucking program to join yourself, to join us to get things moving forward. If we're still learning, how can you be so ignorant to think you've tried everything? I don't, you're about to go for a master's potentially again, another degree. Like, I don't know if we're going to do that or not, guys, but there's more to learn. How could you have tried everything? Stop justifying and sabotaging, and then justifying the sabotaging just because you don't want to admit you have no fucking clue, and or you don't like hurting because you have no clue.
I think that's the bigger thing right there. So when you were describing it, and I think you said, does that make sense? And I was like, no, it doesn't actually. Mm-hmm. I know that this is resonating with a lot of people. I think a certain breed of people are completely picking up what you're putting down. I have a question for you though.
Okay.
So this is something that you did. Do you recognize this a lot in me, this behavior?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's why I don't understand it really.
Okay.
You know, so when people are listening, there's going to be people that are going to be like, that's me. Oh, I do that. I think that's why I'm not resonating so much. I don't think that I'm really a sabotager.
Well, yeah, you know, it's of course the nice guy thing. We could talk about other things that bring this up. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I think I would dare say that you even went through a period, most people do. Like, so I've tried everything. So you try to be patient. Like, now you are good. If I get into an emotional low, okay, because my brain's fucked up, guys, remember that, okay? So if I get into an emotional low, it's not like you're perfect. It's sometimes that will elevate you too, right? You're not using all of your tools. And I would dare say that you had to try more to learn how to do that better and better and better, right? But that doesn't mean you're sabotaging. But
I think I get frustrated and my tolerance is low sometimes. I think you're thinking of one particular time this year. Twice, I held my own. The third fight we got in this year, I did not hold my own. My tolerance was pushed a little bit.
Side note, how many of you guys would like that? No fights in 2023 and 3 fights this year. How many of you guys would like that? And the 2 of them were really kind of fuck all anyway, but like.
Yeah. One of them was a major knockout.
One of them was a bad one.
One of them was a medium knockout. And the third one, I think, was more my fault. I egged you on too much.
She egged me on. Did you hear that?
Well, I think I just got so frustrated that I was
playful.
You're funny. Good positive perspective. Good one. Good shift. But I think that what you're describing, people being afraid of failure and doing the opposite of what they want, I just don't really recognize that in myself. Now, there were times when I would just come completely off the rails. I would bubble over, I would bottle everything up, and then I would just lose it. And I would say things I didn't mean. I don't think I was sabotaging. I was just vicious. I was angry. But I don't think that the behavior you're describing fits me. And it doesn't fit with a lot of the women that I work with either.
Maybe, but I'm going to say that it does definitely happen. If you're checking out, if you're choosing not to take care of your regular responsibilities, if you're choosing to drink, if you're choosing to play video games, if you're choosing weed, if you're choosing work, your hobbies, if you're choosing to go speak to other people rather than your partner, all of these things happen day to day with people.
Yeah, there's a saying that says, I'm going to leave before I'm left. And those people that leave before they're left, they're doing that to protect themselves so that they don't get left. They are the ones that are making the decision. So in the Halloween party that you described, you decided to stay home and drink. Well, you can't fail in that because you're just like, no, screw you. I'm not going. I'm going to do what I want to do. So then you're not failing. You're actually choosing, I'm not going with you. Right?
Got it. Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to describe? So It's a sabotage, but it's so purposeful because you are afraid of failing if you try to move forward because you don't think that it's going to move forward. So rather than try and risk having a bigger fight or risk failure, you decide to check out and do something completely opposite of what is warranted in the situation.
And sometimes
is that right?
That could be good for you, and sometimes that could be bad for you, but maybe neither are actually good for you both moving forward. You know, I would challenge you guys before we go here, just reflect. You know, when you're making choices that don't align with the marriage that you actually want, actually, I dare say the person that you'd like to be, then you can decide if you're sabotaging or if you're making a healthy choice, or more than likely it's a negative choice if you're listening to this podcast. Cool?
Bye-bye.
See ya.